Yeah, we had 2 red flags up and going. Believe it or not, Pedro Acosta still has not managed to get a win in a Sunday race. It's just all over show. But thankfully, I'm going to be the spoiler. Everybody seems to be okay. We were a little bit worried about some of the riders and the injuries that went down, what transpired over the weekend. But everybody seems to be okay, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, and the fact that, sure, it's these guys are gladiators, and we use that term as a metaphor. I mean, gladiators back in the day used to stick swords at each other, so it's probably an over-exaggeration. But at the same time, this for good or bad, this reminds us of who these riders are, what they're doing. I mean, I know we can appreciate the skill that these riders had, the skill and determination that these riders have. But chess players have skill and determination. Ballet players, they have skill and and determination, and you have to respect it and all of that. But the difference with MotoGP riders is that they are putting their lives on the line. They are risking themselves. They are pushing towards literally putting themselves in danger. And that is the difference between these guys and just about anywhere else. And this reminds us, if I mean, you don't want these guys to get hurt, but they do get hurt, and this is part of why we love it. But part of why, not the fact that they're getting hurt, but the fact that they're willing to put themselves in danger. That is why these guys are who they are, and the fact that these guys will get patched up, they will climb back on the bike, and more than likely they'll go straight back to what they were doing. It's incredible. It's the mind of these people, the way it works. It's just normal humans can't fathom this. They can't do this. They are heroes.
It is like a drug. The racing thing gets in your blood, and it is addictive. But I did have a look-see. I believe on Friday afternoon, Pedro Acosta did go down that straight, and it's about 1 kilometer long, and he topped 361 kilometers an hour. And there is no roll cage around them. There's no neck restraints or any of that. It is literally levers, gloves, boots, and a helmet, and obviously a bit of a back protector. But the reality is, like you say, these guys are serious.
Well, this is the thing about motorcycles. I mean, there are many reasons to ride motorcycles. They're more fuel efficient. You can go through, unless you live somewhere like Germany or America, you could go through traffic. So there are a million good reasons to ride motorcycles. But number one, and we all know this to be true, number one, it's just you and the environment, you and everything around you. There is nothing, between you and them. There is no safety net. And especially bike racing. I mean, you are part of the machine. The riders lean and get off the machine because they are an integral part. They need to move their weight around the machine because it makes a big difference to the way the bike handles. So they're an intricate part of the whole mechanism of how it works, not just the controller sitting there or doing this, or you are part of it. And you go into a corner and your knee touches the ground and your elbows, actually you feel the ground moving, or in the case of Jorge Martin, your shoulder touches the ground, or in the case of Jorge Martin 5 times this weekend, your head touches the ground. It's real. It's real life. This is what makes motorcycling what it is. It's so real.
Yeah, it is absolutely, Donovan. Just for the guys out there, we will be going over the 2 red flags. We'll definitely touch base on the riders as we can, and there might be a few surprises. It was quite a surprise seeing Rossi trackside, wasn't it?
And the dude is still so loved. I mean, here he is in Spain. It's the sort of heart of enemy territory, if you could say that. And the dude's walking around, and the crowds are cheering him, and and he's waving at people, and he's smiling, and there's something. Okay, he has. It's difficult to sort of put into words because he has an energy about him. He has such a classiness about him. I mean, he's walking from the pits to the pit wall, and he walks. And he's got his cap, and he's got his sunglasses, and he's got his sort of angular face, and there's like a slight grin on this very sort of finely, carefully toned sort of gristle on his face, and he walks, and he just has this sort of air about him, and there's a lot of kind of non-verbal signals about why Rossi is the sort of person he is, and why he is the personality is, and why still to this day, I mean, years after he's retired, his social media empire, the Valentino Rossi VR46 Yellow, whatever it is called, social media, all combined, is more than all the current MotoGP riders combined. I mean, take everything, all the riders currently on the grid that we all fawn over, including Marc Marquez, add all of them together, you still don't have just Rossi. Just the followers Rossi has. The dude, love him or hate him, he is a superstar.
He's so well loved, and I think what brings that home was before the race he was standing there and he gave DJ Antonio a hug on Sunday, and he was encouraging him. And I mean, Rossi has done it all, and he still races. He still races at a high international level, racing in prototypes and all sorts of 24-hour endurances, that sort of thing. But he's right there, and he was so excited when his riders come in. And the thing with Rossi is he loves racing. He's there because he loves the sport.
Well, he didn't. I mean, even when he stopped becoming competitive, the last few years of his racing career, and he clearly had lost it. He was in his 40s. He wasn't. I mean, the bikes had changed, the riding had changed. He had these hungry youngsters everywhere. He was struggling to finish top tens, and they sort of said, "Well, why is he still there?" And the answer is simple: he loves it. He wanted to be there. He wanted to be on that bike. He wanted to be on that grid doing all of that because he loves it. It's very clear he has a passion for it. And you hear from the VR46 riders. I mean, the likes of Bezzecchi, Gian Antonio, Bagnaia, all those guys. And even when he's not there, during the race, they'll phone him and he'll give them they'll speak about the encouraging words he gives them and how it kind of helps and how it bolsters them. I mean, the dude's seen it all. He's been everywhere. There's nothing he hasn't been through himself. So it must be quite a privilege to have him on your side.
Yeah, talking about someone who comes out of the same sort of era as Marc Marquez. In his absence, the grid is a little bit shuffled, but we've got a little bit of update on him. Apparently that foot of his is being operated on. And as I've been saying since the very start of the season, I've been saying, Don, does he look happy to you? Does he look healthy to you? And apparently he's not been happy and he's not been healthy.
Well, this is kind of old news now. So the foot is his metacarpal, which is basically sort of connected to his pinky toe. It's not a big break. And which makes it interesting because I've seen a lot of people, and this includes a lot of Marquez fans, sort of kind of say, look, this is it. He's kind of done now. This is it. Final, there was a big crash, final blow, nail in the coffin. He must just go and retire now. They don't think he's coming back. I think it could very well be the opposite. I mean, the foot, it's a tiny bone in his foot. It's nothing, They've plated it already. He'll hobble for a couple of weeks and then he'll be fine again. It shouldn't, and obviously, look, I'm not a doctor and I don't know the full story, but it shouldn't have any lasting effects. It should heal and he should be 100% after that. That's probably...
It's one I've done 3 times already, buddy.
Yeah, and you still do ride motorbikes and kick people in karate. And does it go tong when you kick somebody's head, the steel plates in your foot?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But then the big one was his shoulder. Now, we knew he was having shoulder problems, and we sort of presumed it was the shoulder he broke last year, which is sort of more around the back. It's kind of more the shoulder blade kind of thing. And we sort of presumed that, okay, he's still struggling with that. And I've got to be honest, I was a little bit baffled. I was like, well, how is he still struggling with that when when it's been so long? So that was the problem. Is it healing? Is it not healing? What's going on? And as it turns out, it was not that. In fact, it was the shoulder operation he had from 2019. So before he broke his arm in 2020, before he had anything else, before the incident with Bezzecchi, he had a screw put in 2019, and that is currently affecting his radial nerve, a nerve that comes up the middle here, and that's what's causing him pain. He's had it removed now, and provided that radial nerve is not damaged in any way or affected or anything like that, he should technically be back to 100% fitness. Provided everything else is sort of together, you should be back to 100% fitness. And if that's the case, we could see a 100% fit and ready Marquez soon, possibly even soon. And that's a dangerous prospect for everybody else.
I could be wrong, but I do believe with all his recent crashes, things maybe move around, and that is maybe what has caused that specific screw now to start touching the nerve. Keeping it in the Marquez family, I was watching a race. Obviously, you know me. I like to go rewatch things, and I know for a fact as they go under the bridge between 9 and 10, they're doing 250 k's an hour before they get on the brakes. And we were coming out there. The race was doing well. Pedro Acosta was leading, and as he came out there, 250 k's an hour, his bike cut out, and Alex had nowhere to go.
Keep in mind, I mean, I saw somebody say, well, why didn't Alex just swerve? And keep in mind what's going on when you're on those motorcycles. Well, he tried to, but you're down like this. You know, you're down like this. You're looking out, the top of your helmet is over here. The bottom of the screen is over here. You know, you're looking like this at this tiny little thing, and the bike's moving, and the bike's wobbling, and it's trying to wheelie, and it's trying to move, and 300 horsepower is going through it. And the last thing you expect is for the guy in front of you. Remember, those bikes have no mirrors, no brake lights, no nothing. There's no hazards come on, nothing like that. And all of a sudden, the guy in front of you just suddenly slows down, and before you know it, you're down. I've done the exact same thing racing. I hit an MV Augusta also at in East London, in the South African East London, not the one in London. But I hit an MV Augusta at 220 kilometers per hour. He came to a stop in the middle of the circuit. It's a long story. I don't know why. And I hit the back of this guy. Bah! And, wow, you know, there's just, you look up and suddenly there's a stationary motorcycle and you have 0.34 seconds to react, which is not enough. And, wow! And I went tumble forever. The bike surprisingly did one cartwheel, landed on its wheels, buggered off down the straight, and sort of they found it somewhere the other side of the first corner somewhere. But I also I had quite a bit of a foot injury from that and all of that, and you're more kind of pissed off, like what the hell's going on? But you know, it's interesting. I'm not a MotoGP rider. I got my foot fixed as quickly as I can. I had a pin put in. Before the doctor told me I was ready to go, I managed to actually modified my boot. I put a steel plate at the bottom of my boot so the toe couldn't bend because the toe needed to stay stationary. And I got back on the bike next race and I went and raced. And again, but that was me then, okay? Now, I don't know so much, but this is me kind of early 20s. But that is sort of the mentality. I know we all go shock horror. Quite frankly, the only thing that Marquez is thinking right now is, I must hurry up and get better and get back on the race. The only thing Alex Marquez is thinking right now is, I must hurry up and get better so I can get back in the race. Same with Zarco. I mean, Zarco, we'll get to that now. He's also in the hospital, and he's thinking, I need to get back in the race. I believe Jorge Martin had a crash in testing, where actually testing is happening right now as we're speaking. I believe it got rained out. And he's also in the hospital, although I believe he hasn't got broken bones. We haven't had an update yet. But he's also the same thing. He's just annoyed not because he's injured or whatever, but he just wants to get back on the bike. And that's the mentality of these guys.